How's it going, guys? This is HotShoot here, and I'm bringing you a jet gameplay, which I'm going to talk about jets in general. I'm playing on the map Operation Firestorm, and I'm going to be using the flanker that they give me as a jet. I really love that name. So, first off, little tip. I always go to third person when I'm turning to find a jet, and I go back into first person when I attack. Now, to change from third to first person, you press the right stick down, so it's R3, you press down the stick. And I always switch to third person when I try to find a vehicle because it opens my point of view more so I can see better. And right here, there's this dead zone in every map that if you go too high, you'll end up floating, and you don't want to do that because you're just easy prey for enemy jets to attack you. And I've killed many jets in the past who are just floating in the dead zone. So, now, the vehicle equipment or perks or whatever that you can have with it, I'm running a fire extinguisher, which allows me to cut my engine flame, and your engine will start to flame up once it goes below 50% health. And when it does that, you'll start to slowly lose health. And the fire extinguisher allows me to regenerate, but the bad part is it regenerates really slow. So if I get hit like right here again by any kind of missiles, then I'm pretty much doomed for life. And it's really annoying, that stupid helicopter like a bee just buzzing around in the sky, and it's just really annoying. So now I changed my fire extinguisher here to infrared flares so that I can obviously get rid of lock-ons from missiles. And speaking about missiles, weapons that you can have on the jet, there is heat-seek missiles, there's guided missiles, there's unguided missiles, there's laser-guided missiles that you can use. Now I'm running the unguided missiles, and it's just pretty much just rockets that go pew, 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 pew when you shoot it. And the reason why I use that is so that I can attack ground troops after I'm done getting rid of the annoying helicopters in the sky. And it helps me practice my machine gun aiming and attacking, so I don't have to always rely on the stupid heat-seek missiles, which, by the way, only work on jets and helicopters, so they're pretty useless against tanks and jeeps and whatever else is on the ground. They only lock onto aircraft. So that's why I use the unguided missiles, so I can just bombard ground troops with missiles. And a little tip, I would not use heat-seek missiles if I were you, because at the beginning, when the game first came out, it was amazing to get the heat-seek. You would, as soon as you got a lock-on, you would pretty much destroy the aircraft. But now, later on, people start to unlock the infrared flares, which is the first unlock you get after like 300 experience, which is like 2 destroys, so pretty much they might have flares, they might not have flares. See right here, he deployed flares, so that means no missiles, so that's good for me, because that means if I shoot him with the machine gun, he doesn't have a fire extinguisher, and so that means he's pretty much doomed if I get a vehicle disabled on him, and he can't regenerate, so I don't have to worry about still trying to legitly destroy him, because I've had a couple of fire extinguisher jets on me, and it was very annoying. And right here, I did a tight turn around the corner to get to the back side of the jet to attack him, and to do that, I use L2 to decelerate. You can actually slow down your jet a significant amount by pressing L2. And also another tip to go around corners really fast, if you press L2 to decelerate when you're going around the corner, and you press L3, the left bumper, if you press that down to do afterburner, and you press that for like a good second, then you'll go around the corner like really tight, like you'll do a sharp turn, kind of. It's a little like bump that the jet gives you, and that helps a lot if you're trying to flank an enemy jet that's like really annoying and going in circles all the time trying to get to you. Also, another tip, floating jets. Now, I've seen a lot of people being really stupid and shooting floating jets. One of two things might be happening to that jet to make it just float. One, it's in the dead zone, which I totally understand, you just shoot away. Or 2, the pilot ejected out of the helicopter, or jet, I'm sorry. Now, if he ejected, that means he's either on fire or he's really stupid. Now, you could get points if he's not on fire, but if his jet is on fire and it's just floating there, it means he's vehicle disabled, he's losing health, he's pretty much doomed, and he just left, so he doesn't die, you know. And lots of people just don't realize that, so I'm just gonna put that out there and tell you guys. Now, I prioritize my kills. I get rid of jets, then helicopters, and then help the ground troops. But sometimes I really don't notice that there's jets in the air because they're, you know, not really following me that much. So I just get rid of this stupid annoying jet that my teammates are saying is really annoying and killing them, and he's also been annoying and killed me, and I don't take chances with the vehicle disabled, so I just go for the kill right there. And that's a lot different than the jet, because the jet, if it's vehicle disabled, no one can repair it. It can't land, it can't be repaired unless he's hacking or whatever. But the helicopter, I'm not taking chances with that. He might land and regenerate, so I just get rid of it. And right here is a perfect example of an enemy jet that just turns in circles just to try to flank you. And what you try to do is you try to decelerate, then you accelerate by R2. And by the way, when you press R2 to accelerate, it actually does accelerate. It's not really a significant amount, but when you turn, you do notice the difference. So after a while, he starts to lose his turn when I try to flank him, and you want to try to aim very far in front of the enemy aircraft depending on the distance you are away from it. Most people are like, oh, it's not hitting it and I'm hitting right on him, you know, but you know, it's Battlefield. It has bullet distance, bullet drop, all that shebang, the whole shebang, you know. So you have to make sure you calculate the distance you are away from the jet, because the further away you're from the jet, the further you have to go in front of it. The faster you and the jet are going, then the further ahead you still have to aim in front with the machine gun. So that's a little tip about machine gun shots. And always make sure that you do it in first person with the machine gun. Third person machine gun is very inaccurate, and I can't do anything in third person with doing weapons. So always switch third to first person when you're trying to move around the map. Make sure that you see more of the area. Even if you're not trying to find a jet, I would go into third person, because there's been many times where I went first person and I was trying to go around the Poland-Caspian border, and I ended up hitting it with my wing without noticing, and I just blew up, and I'm like, whoa, what happened? I don't know. So I would just go into third person for any kind of maneuvering or anything like that. Yeah, and if you don't have the fire extinguisher and you do get under 50% health, then that pretty much means you're done for. So I would advise just float or flying as far as you can over an objective. Like, don't go out in the middle of nowhere and eject out of, you know, the pilot seat, because then you will be no more, quote unquote. You will be no more. That's the phrase that you get when you die from going out of the map. So what I do when I have a vehicle disabled on mine and I can't regenerate is I fly over an objective, either A, B, or C, and I, you know, immediately start helping my teammates with all that. And even as a jet pilot, I help my teammates with the unguided missiles. I just shoot a couple, and right here I deployed way too late on the flares, and you want to make sure you don't deploy late or early, because that has consequences like here. And right here I jump out and start doing infantry. I don't, you know, commit suicide and wait for the jet to spawn. I go ahead and play with my teammates. So I hope this little tip thing helped, and happy gaming, guys.